Good evening, sports fans. I'm Colonel Failure, and this is the Transport Failure. Transport Failure? Yeah, that's what they should be calling it. Live stream for the 26th of December, or Boxing Day, as it is known in some parts of the world. If it's not known as Boxing Day where you're from, then I don't know what to tell you. Anyway, we're picking up the series where we're up to. So if you haven't watched parts 1 to 3 of the North Atlantic series, you are 3 episodes behind. So I'll start with a swifty review, and then we'll move on. Just for those of you who don't tune in regularly, I'm just going to show you where a few things are. Firstly, your chat is here, right? So if I'm looking over there, it's because I'm reading the chat. My keyboard's down here, so possibly as you'd expect. So if I'm ever doing stuff down here, it's because I'm looking intently at things. As is traditional, the stream helmet doesn't last very long. ! Stream helmet. What else have we got going on? All sorts of things. There's business all over the place here. Anyway, thank you very much, General Fused, for instituting Code Orange. Code Orange is when someone has hosted the channel, which is jolly decent of them. Right, let's have a swift look around the place. So we're on the North Atlantic map here. Right, yes, so North Atlantic map. Now, it's a very basic map, and obviously it's very basic because I made it. And what I mean by basic is it's very flat. It also lends itself to, some really, really obvious, kind of build direction stuff in there. I mean, you're going to be hard pressed to come up with, many alternates to go to Algiers, for example. But we work out through Rome, there's Zurich, and we got Toulouse and Nantes and Paris and everything, and they're not in exactly the right geographic locations. They are an approximation, and apologies to those who are left out. I tried to get Rotterdam in as a Dutch contingent, given the number of Dutch subscribers I have. It's a long and terrifying story, but we have to pay due diligence to our Dutch associates. Anyway, didn't manage to get a Dutch city in. I had so many more in here when I first put the map together, but it just didn't work. Hang on, let's turn that off. Do not need that. My multiple transport shuttle routes are ugly. Thank you, Navarius. Most helpful. Stockholm, Tromsø, and then we hop across the Atlantic and we head into North America. Well, North America. That's what it's called. And as you can see, if anybody not building a circuit around here has got a screw loose. So given that I've got a screw loose, I'll be going in that direction. Anywho. Where should we pick up? Right, let's show what we've done so far to date. We're in 1864. I'm currently playing at the standard low speed kind of fashion. So we've started out with Paris to Berlin, and that's it's ticking along quite nicely. I'm going to turn around. Let's give this just a little bit more tempo so we can hear what's going on. Yeah, Paris to Berlin, it makes 90 grand per leg, give or take. And then it travels from Paris to Berlin up here. Now, in the last episode I recorded on, don't apologise for calling it ugly, probably is ugly. I'm pretty comfortable with the absence of talent I bring to this game. I play it for fun. I don't pretend to be some kind of... Is this the bulldozing man? Yes, this is the bulldozing man. I don't pretend to be some kind of, genius at this game. I just play it for laughs. Now, several people pointed out in the last episode, what I put together was brand new kind of setup for these stations with a bus depot next door. And several people have correctly pointed out, because I even tested this before going ahead with it, have correctly pointed out that if I try and upgrade this station later on, which is part of the reason for blocking out this track area here. It will probably, I see it's not, it's okay at the moment. Yeah, well, it's going to interfere. Basically, we won't be able to build it because the bus station's in the way. That's okay. I'm comfortable with that. As much as it would have been nice to leave this where it was, I wanted to get it really, really close, because what I'll end up doing is I'll bulldoze the station, because any excuse to bulldoze everything, frankly, and then just shuffle it over this way a little bit and relay it all. And we'll do that all with a bit of pause on the go, just to ensure that we don't wreck the joint too heavily. Anyway, so yeah, so that's Berlin. Yeah, thank you. Train. Yeah, you get the picture of that. And Paris. I want to talk about commuter routes in a sec. I want to talk commuter routes in a sec. The alert thingy will start flickering like a madman. That's nothing. At some point, I do have to delete. I thought I had two. No, maybe just one. I have to delete the transatlantic bridge, because we are not running with a transatlantic bridge. It's not happening. That is completely unreasonable. And so as a result, we will delete it at some point. At which point, this thing here will blink on and off until the end of time. So what I suggest you do, if that's the kind of thing that upsets you, is go get yourself one of these latest inventions. They come in a little pad like this, as demonstrating, and then you can just pin that over the offending part of the screen. You see, and then you don't see it. Beautiful. Anyway, onwards and indeed onwards. So far we've built Paris, Berlin. Nantes, Toulouse is just kicking off right now. We built that out last time. So here's the Toulousian station. Toulousian. It's almost interstellar kind of a feel. And this runs up to Nantes up here. Someone asked a moment ago. Yes, I set fire to the new icons. I didn't like them either. I went back to plain blue. I think they're nicer. There are a coloured version of the plain blue icons, and they're just as good. I may switch to those in the future, but I'm quite happy with what I've got now. Yeah, Nantes, Toulouse here is another important route, and at some point I'm going to link, at some point probably today, I'm going to link up Nantes to Paris, at which point we'll have some kind of awesome, 4-stopping route, at which I can just fling trains up there like there's no tomorrow, and it will make plenty of cash. But the goal is to set up my passenger line from just outside Nantes, my passenger shipping line, or maybe from Toulouse. I haven't decided yet. It depends where it's actually going to take a passenger dock. I have tried it, and it kind of works. There's more that needs to be done. Anyway, let's hop the Atlantic here, and our existing line is running Toronto to Chicago, or that, if that were Chicago, it's not, it's Toronto. Chicago to Toronto. And yes, there should be many more rivers and lakes and stuff around here. There isn't. That's either something you can get behind, or it's something you can't get behind. There's nothing really I can do about that. Yeah, and this will obviously extend in a circuit around North America with a couple of extra branches out, hitting Miami and Port Nelson. The goal, of course, is that over time I will have so many routes going that it will be interesting. And what I'm really hoping is that the city growth from Chicago and from Toronto heads out in this direction, because then I could put a couple of interstitial services in there, and potentially run like a stopping service as well as kind of the big lengthy stuff. But honestly, I think that the rest of this series is going to be mostly filled up with quite a lot of goods once we're passengers up. And I'm passengering largely to just to bring in cash to start with, and we'll change that up afterwards. Now, the other thing is there will be no trains running across the Atlantic, because that is implausible, as much as the scale of this map is implausible. But there will be no trains running that, so it's going to be all ships and aircraft to connect one side of the map with the other. We'll see how it goes. Anyway, right, what shall we do to start? No, I want to talk commuter routes initially. Now, I hypothesized in that way that I have a tendency to do that, and I'm wrong, just so you know. I hypothesized that, passengers would be quite happy to just go to passenger stops in terms of catchment. Let's bring up the overlay here. Passengers from here would want to go to residential stuff. It's true coming in the opposite direction. So these chaps will quite happily go to the station to head out somewhere else. But it's never going to get, monstrous amounts of use unless I take them to where where their jobs are, where commercial stuff is. So, I mean, the good thing about these catchment areas is it catches quite a lot of good stuff. So it should be okay. But yeah, passengers do need to go to zones other than just residential. Good. Will trains be running between London and Paris? Yes, they will, but it will be a bridge because you can't build a tunnel under this strip of water here. I'll show you. Right. Okay. So look, let's give it a ton of run up. Right. So if you imagine, right, there's a nice charming little bridge. Now, if we wanted to try and underwater that, it's just not having it. It's just not having it. Right, we need to get. Hold on. Maybe I'm incorrect. Maybe if we were to go from here right to there and then drop it down, can we get it below the water line? No, you can't. You can't get it below water level. That's the problem. Basically the sea is too deep. There's a late game experiment I could do whereby we did a bit of track like this and we took it underground, right? So we'd form a tunnel. I'm going to do it now. That's throwing money away. And we got it very, very deep before we actually hit the coast, and then we took it over. I can't see it working, to be honest. Either way, it's going to be, well, hello there. I wonder if any of my road vehicles have reached their lifetime. Well, I'm not going to replace them until we've got some new tech. So you can just relax. Anyway, right, let's do something productive, shall we? Right, now, the other rule I've set for this series is that we will alternate between North America and Europe. So we're going to Europe. So we're going to start in North America. Now, I've got $250,000 in the bank. I'd like more, which is the equivalent to 1 year's profits. Now, those numbers are still going to go up for the moment. They're still going to go up because Toulouse-Nantes is still expanding. I'll just have a quick look and see how many we've got on board here. 28 of 32. See? So there's still expansion we can do there. But we'll take care of that shortly. I want to do Toronto to New York because New York is going to be the passenger the passenger destination for my shipping stuff. So the question I have for myself is, where are we going to go? Now, here. If I were to pause here. The other thing is that I am going to have to run at high speed. I could potentially smooth the ocean into submission. The other thing here is, I don't know, what was I talking about? I was talking about something that sounded important. What was it? You had a good thought there, man, and it's not panned out the way your brain just stopped working. Nope, I got nothing. Okay, fine. Right, look, here we go. So now I want to run this. If I stick this station here, and it's going to be a 240. We're only going to go with one, but do we want the second? Yeah, we want the second street connection because we want to try and grow it both sides. Because if I can do this well, I might be able to get it in range, in the catchment radius of a passenger depot, terminal depot. That could be, right, okay, so if we went there, par exemple, let's try. We're not going to place it. This is not the time to be placing it. We don't have the money for this nonsense just yet. The question is, can I get a passenger dock on here? Now, I have built passenger docks on this map. I have had it running, and it has been moderately profitable. The game speed, thank you, Floppy, thank you. Yes, I will need to up the game speed from time to time, just in order to earn money at a rate that I can actually do something with. The cliffs are too steep, it will never happen. I've done it, I swear to God, I've done it. I've definitely done it from just outside New York. Definitely done it from just outside New York. I haven't got no, there was one, there, right, see, it will go there. Ha, in your face, Jeff. I mean that in the nicest possible way. Connecting a road up, on the other hand, that's going to be... See, it'll go there as well. I'm going to have to do something... I might have to do some executive smoothing before we actually place it. But yeah, we can get the docks anywhere we like along here. So if I can get the station close to that... Oh, that would be quite something. That would be quite something. The first plane is introduced in 1920. Facts, people, facts. There you go. Right, okay, so now let's have a look. I mean, you know, we're going to have a tough time getting a bit of road in there, but I think that's going to make for, you know, a fun time challenge that we're all going to enjoy. But the trick here is going to be getting the station set up. You see, look, that would be anywhere around here, right? So effectively the port is right next to it. Now, okay, we also tried it over here. Maybe I'm going to have to terraform it first, which is a hell of a lot of money to spend in order to get it set. I don't think we can get the... I think we're going to need just a tiny little bus shuttle kind of an idea. I don't know. Will you have a boat route from New York to Southampton around 1912? If Southampton were on the map, yeah, probably will. To be honest, what I'll probably go... You can distract me as much as you like, and I'll get on with the main narrative in a bit. Is we'll be going from one from France, another from Dublin, and possibly one out of Copenhagen as well. Or Tromsø, except I think Tromsø's a little bit too remote. Copenhagen, with its kind of central area, could be taking passengers from Berlin, Stockholm, Tromsø. We'll see. Anyway, let's place this station and make some actual flaming progress. Too much slope. Everyone's up for the too much slope. Too much slope. Yeah. This is going to be a live 4-hour too much slope special. And you know, we're all going to enjoy that. No Titanic. Well, we could Titanic possibly, but I don't have a Southampton. That's the only reason. Right, here we go. All right, given that, unless I spend monstrous amounts of cash, I'm not going to be able to get the docks on the same level as the train line. I might as well build the train line somewhere good, where it's relatively cheap set up. So I quite like that. Let's get a bit of road in first. We'll do business as usual on the road. So get out of the way. I don't want that. I'll probably put that back in mere seconds. However, right. Let's go for that. That's quite an expensive bit of road there, sunshine. 55 grand. Let's get the game roll in again, so we've got some cash coming in, given that we are making more money than we're spending, which is unusual. Are we going to put the bus station in as well? We ought to put the bus station in as well. Give me that. Give me a bit of this. Swing that around. All right. Do we really... I mean, am I putting much care and attention into this? No. There we go. That's the answer to that. Right, now, someone has said, in fact, many people... No, hold on, wait. No, that's not going to work. What many people have said to me is that... we need to zoom in a bit for this. Is that the building on the right, as you look at it now, of the train station, that's the side that's most likely to expand, given that that's the what's considered town side, right? So the ideal would be to have that on the side I want to expand more. But I'm only building a one-track station for now, which means that I'm just going to have to do it the other way around, and I'll brute force people into building the other side. I'm going to give this one just a smidge more room, so that maybe I don't have to delete it, despite the fact it's probably the one I want to delete the most. Could I show the circular station? Yeah, I'll fish it out in a sec, just as soon as I've got this set up. There we go. I'm not going to build it. There you go. What do you think? Let's have a quick look. Right, it's going to be a bit wiggly. I had planned on building this one as an elevated station, and to be honest, I think I'm just going to have to wait for that until I've made a smidge more cash. Otherwise, I'm going to bankrupt myself early. Circular station. Here we go. There we are. This one. This is a bus turnaround. It's really kind of cool. The only downside to it is it uses up an unholy amount of space. Yeah, I mean it's cheap, easy, simple enough to use. It's just extremely expensive in a space sense. I don't doubt I'll use it at some point. Otherwise, I would not have added it to the illustrious collection of this series. Right, let's hook you up down. 23,000. I'll take it. That's okay. I'll live with that. We're no. We're not so rich that we can afford to bulldoze all of the buildings just yet. Yeah, something like that. This is, of course, somewhat ironic in that that America, land, well, maybe New York, not so much, but land of the grid city network. Is getting, incredibly curvy roads, whereas Europe is getting nothing but grid. Who said anything about it being authentic? Please place the circular turnaround. What a nice bus park. Yes, I will do at some point, and not now. Maybe later. There you go. A bit of that. Right. What have we got for money? 72,000. I need to up the tempo here. Now, I apologise for those who'd like this to drag out, but we don't need this to drag out. What we need is a metric shed load of cash. Now, obviously, a metric shed is a little bit smaller than an imperial shed, but the shed load. Oh, you get the idea. Okay, now what are we going to do with this? Now, you're running on a lump at the moment, and all things being, no, this is in readiness for being an elevated station. Right, well, I can't afford an elevated station, so we'll elevate later. Let's take it as far as there. And then I want to kind of mirror the curve that the road's making here. Right, you ready, flashing alert fans? Here we go. First flashing alert of the day. Tolerance, you can hide the chat as much as you like, but you're a tolerant individual, and therefore I trust you to only chat in a tolerant fashion. No. Why are we digging a flaming great rut here? I don't need a flaming great rut. What if one were? No. Let's not roller coaster it. I mean, ruts are quite good fun for bridging over the top of. Yeah, the Great Lakes. There you go. There it is. Enjoy. At least it doesn't look like a dog this time round. In the, I always felt in the Train Fever series of the same name that it looked rather like a dog. Given that I made the thing, I could have spent. Why are you just monkeying around with a landscape at every? You know what? I'm gonna just do it because it's cheap. Because what I'll do is I do want to make New York an elevated station, but I will do that when when money is no object, and I'll probably delete all the approaches to it as well. And that's the thing, is I really like playing with all of the financial options turned on. Just link up. Nice. Look, you've put a. Why do you need to put a kink in the track? Just don't do that. Let's Let's get my compass out, my laser pointer, and line it up better so that we can do a straight line. Something along the lines of, see, look, this looks like I'm pointing straight at it, mostly, which is when they also come at night. Right, how do we feel about that? We feel good about it. We feel adequate, at the very least. All right, let's see if that's more amenable. No, you put no. Is that a slight wiggle I see there? Can't see because there's icons all over the shop, but it looks all right to me. It looks okay. We'll roll with that. Hey, look, what do you know? I've done it. It's there. It's done. That'll do nicely. Don't wrap it, I'll ride it home. All of that kind of business. Okay, now I'm going to get the train going first, and then we will come back and do the. Let's drop that again. Do the commute setup, and I'll fill in these roads. They don't need these roads at the moment. You can just keep flashing, sunshine. Post-it notes if you have them. Now's the time. Don't expect that to disappear anytime soon. Right, so the challenge here, of course, is that our depot that we've got right now is all the way up here. Now, normally, I'd just fling out a fresh depot. Someone asked earlier about whether I'm going to be doing the one depot for the whole map. Well, actually, it'll be two depots for the whole map, because obviously one on each side of the Atlantic. Whether I was going to get around to doing that today. I think the odds are slim. That is going to be a project that comes in when I've made some dosh, and as much as I'm making a bit of dosh at the moment, I'm not making enough dosh. Anyway, the challenge. Here we go. Hold on, quick eye. I'll read that in a sec. I just want to finish this thought, given that otherwise I have too many thoughts. Yes, the challenge here is we have a single piece of track, a single track. We have our glorious locomotive charging merrily up and down. I can't even keep up with it. Look at it goes. Yeah, the general is motoring, so I'm going to need some double track somewhere. I know. What trauma is this? So I think I'll do it where I've got this ballast already in place. Otherwise, I won't be able to get my new train past it. There we go. That was the finish of that thought there. I can't even remember what the question was. Quick eye, if you want to ask your question again, I'll see about answering it. Am I running a speed mod? I'm not. I will run a speed mod at some point, but to be honest, with the way that I play, as much as you'd get more enjoyment out of the game if you were just playing for the sake of playing. Let's slow it down again for a sec. Yeah, if you're just playing for the sake of playing, you don't want time to tick on too fast because you want to appreciate the flowers. You want to smell the scenery. But if you're focused on constant development for the entertainment of potential viewers, then you can't keep them hanging around too long. And so I need time marching forward at the unreasonable pace it does in the game. Quick Eye asked, do you have a list of when trains will be available and take that into account when planning to buy? If I was smart, I would totally do that. I know about the early games, so I've got, in terms of road vehicles, I've got new road vehicles coming up pretty soon, which is why I didn't replace all those guys that were out of date when they all flooded up, because we got the better road vehicles are coming up. Construction is possible, I'm sure you'll find. But in terms of trains, no. And I'm actually less obsessed these. What are you talking about, duplicate segment? No, why are you trying to give me construction's not possible? All right. That's a duplicate segment, and that's a duplicate segment. There. Construction not possible. And there. All right. Fine. I thought I tried that already, but clearly not. Right, okay, let's go as far as that. I don't need much double track for now, just enough to allow a train to pass to stick on a new route. Oh, yeah, flipping, just grab the end of the line. It's because I'm zoomed in too close, that's why. There we go, that'll do. Right, magic. And then if we bang a quick signal on there, let's bang a quick signal here, and we'll bang a quick signal here. Right, and then we'll need some more on the station approach. I'm not yet ready to upgrade the station at Toronto, but I will do at some point. There are 2 lists under the Steam guides. Oh, I know, but, you know, do I look like the sort of person who reads a Steam guide? No, I don't. I answered my own question there. No, I don't. I play for the fun of playing and nothing else. I don't want to win. I've got no need to win the game. And that's going to be inherently infuriating to those of you who are quietly competent or better at the game. Man of action, not thinking. Hey, I'm very thoughtful, but I do things in my own quiet lack of competence. Right, what am I doing? I'm buying a train. That's what I'm doing, and then I need to set up a new route. Here we go, look, half an hour in, new route. That's about the same amount of time as it would take me to do it in an episode. And, you know, I've been talking to you folks that entire time. Yeah, but the reason that the split doesn't really matter is I should only use it once. That's the thinking. Although, no, the Chicago-Toronto is going to use it constantly. Thank you, what's that, WizXDK. I'm going to go, it's WizX DK, so WizX from Denmark. There you go. See, look, I can interpret things. All right, I'll need to. Yes, you're absolutely right. Of course, I will need to fix it. There we go. I am thoughtful. Oh no, accidental. That's different. I can be thoughtful and do stuff accidentally. Right, okay, TOR to NY. I don't think we can call New York anything other than NY, can we? It's going to be special in that way that New York most definitely is. Right, line set up. Now, to start with, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to run 2 points to points. See, if you could see me pointing at the screen, what I need is a reverse camera kind of behind me so you can see what I'm pointing at. I would take the webcam down, but getting it in the right place again, and the green screen will mess up, and the illusion will be shattered, and I will seem less like the competent professional that I conduct myself as, and I'll just be some buffoon sat in the middle of a room with a knackered green screen. Anywho, what was I doing here? Yes, okay, so I'm going to run 2 points to point to begin with. So one from New York to Toronto and one from Chicago to Toronto. And they will do crossing in, crossing out, crossing in, crossing out, which is fine. But I will make more money if I do Chicago, Toronto, New York. In fact, this sort of lends itself towards a direct route, don't you think? Maybe later on. Maybe, here's a thought for later in the series. You know, something that peeled off here, right? Track, right? Something that peeled off here, and then, you know, really aggressively, like massively aggressively, powered it across either across the Great Lakes or just around the perimeter or something like that, and was like the shortcut to New York. That's going to happen. That's totally happening. Not right now. Oh, yep, another $500,000, pay it back, keep it going. Right, we made 450 grand last year, folks, and that includes me spending a little bit on construction. Good evening, Vargan, nice to see you. Right, okay, so let's get a train up and running. Obviously, I just paid back the loan that I'm about to take back out again in order to make that work. Oh, hello, Ray. Nice to see you. I didn't think you was dropping in. Okay. Yeah, I know. I stopped talking, and then all of a sudden, anything could happen. Right. Okay, we're going to go for buy trains. Right. So we've got the six-wheeler, which we don't want. What we do want is that's European. We want the General. There we are. Fake Loco, for those of you who don't know already. Station without platinum from direct route, possibly. Don't tip me off. Where's the surprise? Fake loco, for those of you who don't know, is just an invisible train. It goes very slowly, but what it allows you to do is basically park a train up on a siding somewhere, so you can have just a queue of wagons or coaches or whatever you like just sat there. Now you do still have to pay the mortgage on them. You have to pay for the running costs, but it allows you to do some some scenic type stuff, which I will be doing later in this series. Right, now what do we need here? We're currently running, what are we running? New York, Chicago, Toronto, 56, which is about the top speed, I believe, for this wee beastie, who I could upgrade. Let's be honest. Actually, there is no upgrade really available right now. Well, we'll hold on. I think there's a consolidation coming up soon. There are fake wagons as well. Yes. I've got massive aliasing on my head. That's the lighting, unfortunately. I can't do anything. Can't do anything about that other than sport the stream helmet for a bit. There we go. See if that improves matters. Okay. I need some change. Let's buy some change. No, you need money. Take the money. I'm probably going to need £1 million for this chap. I'm going to pause the game while we... no, don't repay. Borrow. The other one. The other button that you press all the time. Right, we need one of these, and we're going to do it in... What's a good New York colour? Anyone? Any takers? Anyone? Anyone want to tell me what a good New York colour is? Anyway, while you're debating that, I'll get some cars up and going. Garages. What do we got here? 14. So we're in 56 on the other line, and this is easily going to do that. Red like blood, blue, red, pink, brown, black, yellow, orange, blue. You have no idea, do you? You're just saying colours now. You're not putting any thought into this at all. You're just rattling off. There's no consensus. As far as a self-organising chat room, you're flaming hopeless, and that's why I like you. Right, okay, 272. So I need 56 worth of passengers. That's 56 worth of passengers, which leaves me 140. So I'm going to have to borrow more money. We'll get over it. Generalissimo, we'll have one of them. 56. Yes, right. Hot pink. The colour of magic. Yes. New York City flag is blue, white, and orange. Rubber ducky with a useful... The big apple red for an apple. See, these are people that are actually putting thought in. What have we got? Blue, white. You know what? I like the kind of very pale grey, almost white that you get on some of these on some trains. In fact, if you saw the last series, blue and gold are the New York State colours. Very good, very good, very good. Right, Toronto, New York. There we go. Right, so that's now set in motion. Let's unpause, get things rolling. Obviously, we've got to see it coming out, and then I need to set. It's waiting for a free path. It'll wait for a bit. Vehicles. Set the colour. What did I say? Yeah, we'll go for this very pale grey, because I think that might look as a close to white. I think the New York City PD uniform is blue. I think that actually there's a lot of blue uniforms in the police in the US. So there we go. Enough helmet for the moment. It'll be back later. Herself has just texted from downstairs to suggest that yellow is the colour I should go for, and we've already decided. She missed the chance. Oh, look at that! See, I chose correctly. Thank you to those of you who suggested that very pale grey / white was a sporty colour to go for. Right, we're going to follow this along. In fact, no, we're going to ride along. We haven't really ridden the line yet much. You know what? I'll even disappear myself for a minute, and we'll appreciate the majesty of this particular route. I hope you're... Oh, people keep reminding me that I can press tab, and I could change the speed. We're almost up to train sim kind of stuff here now. Now, all being well, we should fly past the train coming in the opposite direction. unless I've completely messed this up, in which case we won't. We'll even slow down so we can take it. No, easy. We'll even slow down, not speed up. We'll slow down so we take it in. Now, will you all please enable NVIDIA Hairworks? I will work to accomplish that. What was I saying? One of the mods that I've got installed, that even if you want no other mods, once you've got all the achievements that you need in the entire known world, the mod I suggest you get is the less black smoke, which we're running on here. Makes the smoke just a little bit thinner. Arguably, you can see it particling a little bit, which makes it less less realistic, authentic. I don't know, but later on you really appreciate it because your diesels aren't quite as smoky as before, so you can actually see through them. There we go. So here we go. We are now riding casually in that way that we do down into the next town, which I'm pretty certain is Toronto. Given that I'm only working with 2 or 3 towns right now, you'd think I'd be able to remember one of them. Anywho, there we go. Oh, am I being watched on a PS3? Tremendous. I like being multi-generational. Yeah, the diesel smoke is a little bit overkill on the vanilla game, which is why I've got the mod installed. For those of you who haven't seen already, I imagine all of you have seen the series so far, but I'm going to say it anyway. The amount of well, they call it ballast, but effectively it's fake track, right? Yeah, all right, speed it up. Not that much. We'll go for semi-extreme rather than totally extreme. All this fake ballast down here is basically to stop the AI building stuff that we don't actually need. There you are. Pretty straightforward. Are we going to ride this all the way to New York? I think we probably will. Well, yeah, we don't need hyperspeed. Hyperspeed is for while I'm looking at other things, because as much as, you know, it's rattling along at an unlikely speed. Now you could almost sell yourself on it being a realistic speed. It's just it's more. But you know, if you activate full turbos, there's no way of convincing yourself this is anything like realistic. I mean, look at that. That's just silly. So I try and look somewhere else when we're doing, you know, such frivolity, because that way we can pretend it's not happening. Anyway, right. While that's running, we'll get the commuter route set up here because we have to. And then I think what I need to do is I need to run. You've done this wrong. That's not going to work. You're going to be bulldozing that in about a minute. There, see, you might get it wrong, but you know you've got it wrong, and you repent your sins immediately after. Oh, flipping budget, flipping bulldoze everything. Right, let's do a bit of probably that. Now the challenge here is going to be setting this up so that the port will work, and of course you want to now do that, and I don't actually want to road this close anyway. I step away from the series for, you know, mere moments and I forget everything that I'm actually working on. Here we go. Block this out. This is another thing with track laying in this fashion, is you have to step it. Hold on. Because it'll only allow you, it won't allow you to go from end to end for reasons it best knows to itself. I imagine to help the connectivity of it out, but even so, it's worth doing. If we're going to do anything, let's do something correctly. Run it out here. Jolly good, jolly good. No, we wait for it. If you do turn once, you'll have a nightmare stepping. What's going on here? Ballast, the name of the stones on which the stream are laid, it spreads across. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know what ballast is. But good facts there. a red tiger. Very good facts. But it's it's just pretend ballast, because it is in fact, in this case it's pretend track. There you go. So, which is why it lays just like track, and it has a cost associated with it, which is track based. More ups. Oh, I wonder. Hey, I reckon this might break the game. Let's not do that. What I was wondering there is whether I could upgrade ballast to track, because that would be awesome. We'll find out when the time comes. Right. Where are we? There, or next snap point? Next snap point is about here. Right, let's bang that on. No, let's not bang that on. Let's bang that on. Hard to say. Actually, that does look like it's running in parallel. And then something similar to the other. No. Something similar like this. No. Something. Why not? Why? What's your problem? What is the drama that you are having here? There we are. Splendid. Right, now, the challenge I'm going to have coming out of there is getting the port to connect to the road, because the elevation, the slope is pretty significant. So if you wanted to see too much slope occurring on a minute-to-minute basis in terms of message, then you've come to the right place. Now, what do you feel about that? You feel like giving me all kinds of drama, don't you? Construction's not possible unless you build it wonky. I don't want to build it wonky. I want to build it nice. That's as nice as well. Oh, that's right at the edge of the platform as well. I like it. We'll take it. And then we also need to take this around the corner. All right, we'll just do that for the moment. Hold on. Where are we going? Charlotte. Easy, easy, easy. If you lay stuff too quickly, you end up laying it twice. As much as I end up laying all this track more than once. If we can avoid it, we probably should. There you go. That's heading down towards its next prosperous destination. And then we will... Whoops. Sorry, slightly abrupt camera anglage there, but I'm sure you'll be okay. I'm sure we'll all get through this together. Take this round the corner. Now, as you can see, this is quite helpful. This is already manifesting as a what's it manifesting as? This is showing off the challenge we're going to have here, because I ain't getting that road over there. That's not going to happen. And if I try to build a road that tunnels underneath it, I'm going to get too much slope immediately. Although I can delete all of this. All right, we've got a chance. I've got cash in the bank. I've got the money to get this done. The question is, can I? You'll see why I'm making a fuss in a minute. Right, there we go. Too much slope from immediately. Terrain alignment collision. What are you colliding? You're colliding with fake track. We're going to have to start further out. Now, if I start here, that's actually quite helpful for linking up to a potential port shortly. What do we got here? Ah, there he is. Ah, ooh, yes, that works. It is 350 grand, however, but that will connect to a port. Lovely. And I might even be able to get it to connect to that station run. So I'm going to pay it. I'm going to pay the money. Just as soon as I determine that I can't do that much better, I paid the money. I didn't take very long to decide that I couldn't do that much better, I admit. But, we took it. Right, now, get rid of that bit of road that I argued with a minute ago. And brace yourselves for too much slope. Oh, no, it's just gone for the more traditional construction is not possible. There we go. New horse cart and the obsolescente. I believe the American upgraded passenger cart comes out in... It will do that. This is all looking like it might work, you know. Bit of tree gun once a few people are moved in, and Did your tip not get through? I'm going to say no. Or it did and I ignored it. It'll be one of those two, but I don't recall having seen the tip. Does subbing count for getting in line? Yes, it does. Thank you and welcome. Oh, it is possible. That's almost certainly possible. Almost certainly. You think too soon to smooth? Too soon to smooth. We are not yet smooth ready. All right. Maybe if I build this in a couple of steps, we'll have better success with it. So if I get as far as there, gonna regret it if it goes wrong. And then, oh, it should though. It should just work. Let's go as far as there. If this will connect up, everything will be amazing. Life as you know it will have new meaning. Here we go. It's there. It's there. I just need some money. Right. Activate extra speed. Thank you. Excellent. Right, good. So we've got a good station connection here. What I can do in a bit, because I'm probably going to need to bulldoze this, is pull this road over the top of the bridge as well and continue the swoop that actually was there before. I might be able to do it with a smaller road. I doubt it. Yeah, see, we've terrain alignment colliged immediately. I think even with the tiniest of roads, it's not going to work. And to be honest, the amount of traffic that this area is conceivably going. 250 grand. You, my friend, are having a giraffe. Still a little bit of that, and then try a bit of this, and then see if we can get round there while pulling some kind of excessive angle. I see. That's good. No, bad, good. Okay. Get it around the corner. And of course, once people start moving houses here, moving houses, yeah, that's what you do with a house. No, once they start building houses there, that will naturalize. It will look natural-ish, and you know, and we could be in business. As it stands, however, I quite like that. Right, let's finish off this commuter route. I've enough faffing around with road for the moment. Let's get rid of that. As much as yeah, enough faffing around with road. He says faffing around with road. There we are. That's better. I'm sure the AI will work out. See, look, it's built this bit of road here. I don't know what plans it's got going on for that. Okay, right. Let's bring up the overlay. As you can see, New York is flipping huge already. And that's one of the settings that I stuck in the game when I put the map together. Right, what should we do first? We should do what we always do first, which is, what are we already catchmenting? So we've got this block here, so I imagine it would extend out in that direction as well, conceivably. And then we've got the bus station here, which goes a little bit further towards the middle. Right, so I don't mind overlapping catchment. There is no bulldoze sound. I know, I don't know where it's gone. I didn't push a button. We've got the Baldwin and we've got a horse trolley car. Oh no, I'm going to be fighting off the tram people in no time at all. Let's pretend they're not here. Tram people, they're a bit obsessive. Tram people. Right, let's wallop some of that over there, and then we can make a. Actually, no, we don't run circuits, do we? Circuits is a thing we don't do now. So we might need 4 point-to-point routes on here rather than. Actually, no. What I'm going to do is we'll stick another one up there. Actually, I'm not. I'm going to make people happy and stick this big thing on here. All right. You're not going to put that anywhere more useful. No, I'm not. Are you sure about that? Well, give me a. There you go. That's better. That's more useful. And semi-functional as well. There we are. Big trafficy circle. Right, here's what we're doing with New York. Now, sorry, there was a little bit of introspective consideration going on there, but what we're going to do is we're going to go do a clover leaf instead of multiple routes. No. Thanks, Jeff. Jeff riding the tram train there. Riding the tram hype. Fandango. Right, and then I also want it stopping at Main Street on the way back as well. Oh, I just remembered what my naming convention was for this series. How joyous we are. Up from here, add station. There. So we're going to go basically out and back, which is more or less point to point, but in this case we're going to have a stop along the way. Then we'll do a turnaround and then we'll head back again. Yes, there will be trams, rather like there will be blood. Oh, my apologies. Thank you very much, Referick, for the donation. I saw what you were referring to now. Much appreciated. That's a Swifty donation. Thank you very much. Also, Salmon Longo has thrown a Swifty donation at the channel. Very much appreciated. Makes it all, a bit of a warm fuzzy there. I have to keep looking. See, it's over here. I read the chat and I completely ignore what's going on here, and it tells me there what people's going. Get back to work. Right. So this is going to be New York, NY, capital, commute. Where's it going to? Upper. All right, upper. There we go. Commute upper. Right. So second route we need to do. It's very unrealistic to have more than one stop on a bus route. No, it's not. It's very unrealistic to have one stop on a bus route. Every bus route I've ever ridden has got like 800 flipping stops, it seems like. It can be flagged down everywhere. Buses stop, drop of a dime or penny, if that is your currency of choice. All right, we're going to need to do that. Right, okay, another route. And that's going to go like this, and then that, and then this. Now, if you're riding a National Express, then point to point is a little bit more traditional. Right, here we go. This one is New Road. Really? New York's got terrible road names. NY commute. I can't call this new. I'm going to have to go drive. Krona. You sent some Krona. I always appreciate Krona, or crowns, depending on your preference. Right, and then with the last one, we shall go, and hopefully these will pack out quite quickly, or more realistically, they will pack out at some point. I think this one will be a point to point. I think we'll just go. In fact, this is New York. This is the home of capitalism, and is now also the home of big roundabout based bus stations. It's the catchment area on one of these. Pitiful. Good. Excellent. Right, let's go for. No, not that. That's a train station. You can't have a bus pulling in on the train tracks. There we go. Right, so this is going to be New York transfer. New York commute. Transfer. Grand. Okay, and now we shall find some vehicles. I've got almost £1 million in the bank. I don't need that much. We will now find some vehicles who will happily do this route for me. Where's my nearest vehicle depot? Given that we're still running with horse and cart at the moment, no, it's too far away. We'll build a fresh one, but we'll build it out here, and that way the fine folk of Charlotte can benefit from it as well when we get to Charlotte. Right, okay. Now, extensive. Thank you very much for the donation on Uncapping Badger. Much appreciated. And you hosted as well, which makes you doubly special. I love a good hosting, me. Give me a host any day of the week. Right, what was I talking about? Right, yes. So we have the new passengers only. So we've got the new. This is European, right? America's out of luck at the moment for the new stagecoach, which is American. My mistake, of course. You could think that this was a mistake, but honestly, I can't see how anybody would not be confused by this system. Europe starts out apparently with stagecoaches, and then switches to Obligeance. Whereas America starts out with these little flatback wagons and then switches to stagecoaches. I don't know what to tell you. Anyway, that's okay. Maybe it perplexes me more than it does you, but you know, colour me perplexed. Right. Okay. So I'm going to stick with these horse carriages for now. Actually, they have the capacity to drive the rail that we're already using. More capacity will be useful in the future. Ananaf has donated to the channel in exchange for pink trams. I see. So we're now into the mercenary stage of things. Pink trams. Pink. All right. The next passenger route I set up will be trams, and they will be pink. Yeah, that's how it works. If you want to sponsor me to do a ridiculous flipping colour, I'll do it a ridiculous colour. There you are. That's a precedent we've set there. I'm sure I won't ever regret it. Right, New York Commute Drive. 2 more. This one will be New York Commute Transfer. And set line, ding, 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 New York Commute Upper. There we are. Bananas. Good. Right. So that's 6 going for now. It's not going to be enough in the grand scheme of things, but it should be enough to get some early passengers rolling around here. Hopefully building up the train side of things, which has got 11 and 56 on at the moment. So we definitely need some additional passengers being taken to the station in order to make that work. But here's the other thing. I had a realization of something incredibly obvious. And that incredibly obvious realization is, if we look at New York, for example, and I realize the resolution on the stream is not brilliantly high. But population has a demand, right? And so the more of this demand that we can fulfill, the greater it drives growth in the city. So basically every passenger you can deliver grows the city faster. And so success breeds success, or in fact any activity at all breeds further success in your city. So the more you do, the better you get. I think that is too obvious. Oh, I wanted to watch that. All right, we'll just wait for the next one. Who's close? You're close. Yep, you're coming in. Right. Careful. Auto save to the rescue there. Right, here we go. It could just be me, but I think these white lines are perchance just a little modern for the horse and cart era. We're not quite at the tourist stage of things just yet, but hey ho. All right, so you're riding around a circle. Let's go on board for this last section here. This one is obviously going to I think it's fairly safe to say this is perhaps just a little modern, given that we're in 18 and will be for some to see. This cobblestone, that's fine. I'm okay with cobblestone. And there's a big spool of something that's floating. What could it be? I want to be able to turn my head. Planet Coaster lets me turn my head. That's a very big wheelbarrow. Honestly, a fella like that's never going to lift that wheelbarrow. And there's a flying skip. Good. Yeah, flying skip. The best kind of skip, though. No, let's get out of here. Right. So we already have passengers waiting. This is good. They're waiting for the drive, obviously, because that's the only route that stops there. But good. What that will do is we'll bring more passengers to the station, which will mean that this route starts paying off a little bit better. Toronto is actually already hooked up, and in fact, the way that Toronto's growing, I need another route across the tracks here. I mean, I think it's lending itself to an exotic bridge further on. There are more point-to-point routes better than circle routes. Yes. You're in America. The land with the streets paved with gold. Of course they have flying skips. They do. Stands to reason. Right. How many have we got waiting here? 8 for New York, 23 for Chicago. Well, that's something. We had a new train. that's something I should take advantage of. What have we got? Right, so we've got the Baldwin. Baldwin's now available, which is 60 kilometres an hour, versus the General, which will do 45. General's a flipping hobo. Let's upgrade the train we're already running so that it can make me more cash. Also, let's cease this double track for now. I don't know if you pay for signals or not on a maintenance basis. Someone will know for certain. But if we get rid of those, if we get rid of this junction as well, then the train will stay on this one side of the track. I'm leaving the rest of the track there because obviously I'm going to want to multiple track this at some point. Is the fake loco any good? I've not tried it yet. I will be trying it later in this series, but I'm not yet up to the glamorous scenery creation portion of the playthrough. So we won't know for a little while yet. Right, you, friend, a gun at the depot. Brace yourself. You're about to become a really, really, really big earner. You pay for everything on a maintenance basis apart from track. You don't pay for the track maintenance. Unless I'm completely wrong. And let's face it, that's never happened. Right, you, depot. There we are. Good. Except tree gun ammo. Tree gun ammo is, of course, free for life. Right, and pause. Good. So we're now in here. We had a general on there, 4-4, and we're going to sell that. Got a couple 150 grand back, and we're going to add this Baldwin instead. Now we were rocking orange on there, so we'll stick with it. Buy that. Not enough money. 687. Oh, okay. I guess I don't have enough money. Hello, bank manager. It's me again. I'm back. Give me cash. Right, and now it's not going to be worth me doing that particularly if I don't also up the passenger count. That should take the 70. Let's take that 84. Aggressive. And then set you back in business in your Toronto, Chicago. Right, good. Off you jolly well go. Slow it down, slow it down. Hero shot. Hero shot. Some hero shot train action. Very nice, very nice. Now, gondola wagons. You can't put passengers in gondola. Well, you can, but they don't really go for that. There we go. Right, okay, I'm going to set up for a camera angle in that way that I do sometimes set up for camera. What am I talking about? Sometimes I always set up for a good camera angle. No, I'm not getting it here. All this ballast is kind of wrecking the good camera anglage. Maybe if we face the other way. I can't get low enough to the ground. That's a pain. Let's try the following shot. No, I can't. Look, that's as low as I can get. I'm going to need to find a ridge of some description that it drives over to get any lower than this. Anyway, there we go. We're off and rolling. Now, this train is not going to fill up for some time. And that's good, because it gives room for expansion. Hopefully, it will hit a higher top speed than its predecessor. So previously it could get up to 45. This one can get up to 60, allegedly. Randalator is asking, I'm guessing the stuff beside the track is essentially the same as planning track new GRF and OTTD. I'm going to say yes, but here's one for you. I never played OpenTTD. I have played it, but because I grew up with graphics that effectively stunk the place up, I can't play games with graphics that effectively stink the place up anymore. You know, stuff made out of squares doesn't do it for me. So I like the flexibility of OpenTTD, most certainly, but I can't get behind the look of the thing. I know, there you are. I told you about that. That's just how it is. Right, So we've actually got 84 on here. So this could result in quite a pleasant payday. Let's have a look. I forgot to add my company logo. It's gone. That's why I can't find it. It was up here under the no. It was up here. No, it was. It's not up there. Is it in here? No, I can't remember where it lit. Oh, hold on. Isn't it? No, it's not in there. I can't remember where the logo button is. Someone tell me where the logo button is. Thank you. What are you waiting for? Oh, there's a train in that station. Bank manager. Bank manager. Bank manager. Logo. Thank you. Okay, right. Logo. Choose a company logo. Where's the one that works? That's the one that works. We'll go with that. Yeah, oh, look at that. How's that for a logo that really says I know what I'm doing? Oh, yeah. Oh, check it out. Oh, please hold. Check it out. That looks terrific. That was 228 grand there. That's brilliant. Awesome. Splendid. Astroneer is a great game that I started playing recently. It does have some elements of cubism. Ah, no. Cubism, fine. Simplistic, but I like a modern graphic, me. What can I tell you? And then that's not to say there's anything wrong with people that are doing retro-based game design. I've got no problem with that, but I don't want to play it. It would have to be really good. And I really love Minecraft, right? You know, and again, that's fine. It's an exception to the rule because it might be just blocks, but it's got a design aesthetic all its own. There you go. I didn't say I was consistent. So look, we've even got the little failure bulldozer on the lamp at the front here. Now I might have to try and do something extreme with a camera here and see what we get. Hold on. Brace yourself. Right. Let's see if we can get right up in its grill, literally. I mean, you can see it. Obviously, it's right there. Actually, it's a hell of a screenshot. I should do this more often. That looks brilliant. I'll give you another 5 seconds to soak it in. Everybody soaked it? Good. Hey, Varesk, thank you very much for the donation. Much appreciated. That's good fire support right there. And thank you once again. Jolly good. Right, now, we've got 1784 on there. So it's already... Yeah, we've only got 72 waiting. Perfect. Perfect. That's going to work out really quite nicely. How are we doing over here? Toronto, New York has started to pick up ever so slowly. Hello, what was beep beep? The Prussian is available, as is the American Stagecoach. Right, so I need to do a spot of upgrading of the existing ancient vehicles. I'm overdrawn because it's just been the end of the year. But look, here we go. Look, see, New York's starting to happen. People are getting it. These chaps, 16 waiting. These fellas, 13. Brilliant. At the station, 35. Oh, yeah. Oh, it's going to happen. Good. Oh, I've started a discussion vis-a-vis graphical fidelity. Good. That'll keep you busy for a couple of hours while I just, chunter away here in the background. You two can look as good as the Colonel. Get your failureware, people. New failureware coming in the new year. Just so you know. So this generation of failureware not going to be around for long. I'm not trying to sell it. Good. Right. We're making good money. What was I going to do? I was going to upgrade vehicles. Right. Okay. Well, this is the kind of tedious stuff that I usually skip when. I'll usually skip it when I'm recording a YouTube episode. But because you're here in real time, we shall do it together. Right. Berlin commuter. Set vehicle to an Oblissong. Right, what colour Berlin? Berlin, what do I think? Green. I say I'm going green for Berlin. Yes, please. You may exchange those when you feel like it. Set vehicle. Germans, of course, widely known for their acceptance of French motor vehicles. They don't have a motor vehicle industry all their own or anything like that. No. If it's not French, I'm not interested, as they say in Dusseldorf. Reaper, Reaper 8611 and Ian Hayes, you're both super celebrities. Thank you very much for the donations. Much appreciated. You're all lovely. That's what it is. Right, okay, so that's Berlin on the go. Next up, NNT. That's Nantes. Good, right, yeah. Glad you remembered where that actually was. So I'm going to set all these to replace, which is going to take a little while to kind of percolate through. Nantes is by the coast, so we shall go with this sea foam teal kind of a feel there, I think. There we go. See, there's lots of this to do. You know, this is going to be do it pink. I'm not going to do it. I'm going to do trams in pink when I build my first trams, which I will do if we're at the next city I hit. Pink trams I'm fine with. Trams is the bit I have a problem with, because I know I love trams. I like the trams in this game as well. I just have more I can't understand why I have more difficulty making them successful than buses, but you know, I don't know. Thanks, Ian from Denmark. Good good comments all the way. I'm not even sure. WTFO love. I know I am familiar with WTF, there, friends, but that's an acronym I'm not familiar with. If you'd like to fill me in, by all means, be my guest. Where we go? First tram. The first tram, Red Tiger with some facts. Fact burst. Was Swansea and Mumbles Railway in South Wales. Horse-drawn at first, later powered by steam and electricity. Nice. Right, New York. We're not ready for New York yet. PRS, Paris. See, I get PRS as the abbreviation for Paris. Paris, a good colour for Paris would be. I'm not going to do it. There is an obvious joke there, and I'm not going to do it because, unlike some of my countrymen, I don't behave that way. We shall go with red for Paris from the tricolor. Although, strictly speaking, the French are les bleus. We'll do that when we do Toulouse, which we'll be coming to momentarily. If you turn it on, there we go. That's Toronto. Right, good. And this is Toulouse, which we shall do now. Toulouse, we shall do in les bleus. That's le navy bleu, that one. We'll go for les electric bleu, I think. Set the vehicle. Almost there. This is the high impact riveting setting vehicles to replace section. Try to put in some hearts to show love from Denmark. Thank you. Splendid. Great fun. Right, next. And herself is now tipping me off from downstairs that WTFO is heart. I don't understand. I just don't. Maybe it's an abbreviation-y kind of a deal. Anyway, a short code or somewhat. General Hesmiu, many thanks for instigating Code Orange. Code Orange, for those of you who don't know, means that another YouTube personage out there, another Twitch personage out there has just hosted my channel. Right, Chicago. Now, more of this. We're not done with this yet, you know. We got a lot of this to do. The new stagecoach, 5-passenger stagecoach. Chicago. Chicago is the home of the Cubs that are brown. There we go. So I'm going to say that. Because bear cubs are brown, right? There we are. For some reason, they're also the current World Series champions, I believe. Right, it's a Twitch emoticon. You get it from subbing various tubers. That one is from WTFosaurus. Thank you, Twitchers, for crying out loud. I've got a bit of a tube obsession. I'm not on tube. We're on foreign territory here. We're in Twitch land. which I must remember. Yes, as soon as I'm allowed to offer subscription options for stuff and have, and that will also allow me to do custom emoticons of my own, which, as I'm sure you can imagine, I am very much looking forward to. Not the subscription side of things, but the custom emotes. Cub's colour is blue. Yeah, but bear cubs are brown. Right, there we go. And I just did blue, so, you know, we need to be mixing this up. What do we got next? That's New York. Didn't we just do New York? I thought I did that already. You did, but you didn't set to replace. And what colour did we go for? I can't remember. We went with white, I think. Pretty sure we went with white. This one here. Now, obviously, these aren't going to replace for a little while yet. They need they've got a bit of bedding in time to go before then, and I'm sure before that happens, we'll be upgrading all of this stuff again to get it working. Here we are. Right, nice. What we got left? Toronto. Now, I'd go with red for the maple leaf. New York has to be yellow because of the yellow cabs. Yeah, checker cabs. I think that's a very good call. However, I've already done it. I should possibly have read that beforehand. The baby cub is not a polar bear. There you go. I'm hoping you're paying. There you are. Toronto. What do I feel about Toronto? I don't know. Let's have a colour we haven't had. Let's go yellow. No, yellow was what we were talking about for New York, which I'll transition to in the future. Really, I shouldn't be getting this bogged down in deciding the colours. I'm going to go with purple for Toronto, which someone is going to tell me is a completely inappropriate colour for Toronto, but you're stuck with it now. And I still have to find which city is going to be the hot pink city. There we are. Right, I think that's everybody. Is that everybody? Yeah, good. So there we go. I hope you thoroughly enjoyed the upgrading of vehicles momentito there. Okay, right. So that's New York now connected up with Chicago and Toronto, and I should probably. Do I do one and then the other, or do I do them both at once? Okay, so the next plan will be to hook these up double track style so that we can run trains in both directions, right? Pretty straightforward stuff. But at the same time, because we've just done an American, we have to go back to Europe and do something European. And look at the number of passengers waiting. Oh, this is all good to go. Make a ring. The ring's coming. It's just too soon for the ring right now. We're going to have to work towards it. Likewise, Toulouse, Nantes, Paris, Berlin, they just need connecting up here, and we've got a 4-stopping route, just good to go, frankly. So that's something we should probably do pretty quick. Actually, given that it's cheap, I mean, look, it's just up the road. And I'm going to have to bulldoze one, if not both depot, in order to make this happen. Will there be planes this stream? Where are we? 1875, 45 years to go. My intention is to stream for another 2.5–3 hours. I don't know. I don't know if we'll get there or not. I'd be surprised. It depends how much time I spend whizzing it. Will there be trains this series? You betcha. There are planes. Will there be planes this series? Obviously, there's going to be trains because trains are the way to make easy cash. But will there be planes? You betcha. There we are. That's where we were heading there. Yeah, that's kind of the point here. $20 million depot intensifies. $20 million depot is a thing that's going to happen. I am going to tree gun that to within an inch of its life. Right, we're there. Right, that's another new route ready to rock and roll. And then shortly after, we are in a position to do something double track oriented on both sides of the Atlantic. Now, that is, will there be expensive mistake? Well, I don't know. I don't, hard to say. Hey, Milans, good to see you. Nice for dropping in. Will there be expensive mistakes? It's not something I ever set out to do. I know, surprising, but it could happen. Right. Temporary depot. This is not a $20 million depot. This is a temporary depot. Now, the good thing about this is all I need to do, because I've got commuter services at both ends of the... What have I done here? Nothing. I've got commuter services in place already. All I need to do is just buy a train. And, I'm banging some signals. Train signals. That's what we need to do. So this is Paris to Nantes, which is PRS NNT. PRS NNT. Good. Yes. Oh, we have. Don't need charts. Charts can wait. And we want to bang a train on there. It's just been the start of the year, right? Okay. Now, if we signal up in temporary fashion here, let's do one on there, and I'm hoping the implied signals at the station will allow those chaps to get up nice and close before it all stops, before train services stop, and I need to check that before just leaving it going. Right, what are we going to go with for our friends in Europe? We've got the Prussian, good choice, which isn't as fast as the Baldwin. No, it's not as powerful as the Baldwin. No, it's not as expensive as the Baldwin. No, 1875 versus 1871. Come on, Europe, pull your finger. Oh, what? No, pull your finger out. That's not good enough. And for that, I'm going to put you in this very, very, very pale yellow. I haven't got the money for this. We're going to need about £1 million. Hello, bank manager. I'm here again. Right. I need one of those. Right. And on here, I want to stick 60, 70 passengers worth. There we go. We can't stick the passengers in a gondola, Ian. Before you even go anywhere near that, we can't stick passengers in a gondola, not if they're still alive, and they don't pay up if they have been excommunicated. Right. Apparently, according to SAS, who knows this stuff, the Prussian here, the G8, is a freight train. Well, passengers are a special kind of freight, aren't they? Not enough money. Oh, I need a bit more money. Let's borrow some more money. There you go, buy one. What's that takes to? 64. It'll do. Where are we? Berlin, Paris. Line 1. Didn't take the name, did it? All right, we better call that back up again then. Line 1. PRS did it. Nantes. NT like that. And then we'll set that in motion, and I need to put some more signals on the line. There we are. Right, set that in motion. We'll go follow it along in a mo. I just want to get the signals up before everything goes horribly awry. You meant the clerestory? Oh, well, the clerestory surely is either not available yet or it's American. See, I try and maintain a certain level of national purity, or at least continental purity, in this escapade. If I'm wrong, you're all going to yell at me at once. Am I borrowing all the country's cash again? Of course I'm borrowing... Hello, Slim. Yes, I am. I'm borrowing all the money in the known world in order to make this happen. There we go. I can pay a little bit back. There we are. But that's what it's for. That's what it's for. You want double header steam. Hey, you know what? This has come out quite a nice colour, as it happens. I mean, you know, there's a different, you know what I mean, it's alternative. Anyway, you want double header steam. I want double header steam, but I'm not going to stick it on just for the sake of it. I want it to be some justification behind it, doing it. Right, we're going to do what we did previously, and that's, we're going to pause it up and we're going to go soak it in. Everybody ready to soak it in? Brace for soaking it in. Brace for soaking it in. if I can get low enough in the slightest. Can I? No, I can't get low enough. There we are, soaking it in. Have some soakage. There we go. There's the kernel failure badge on the side there. How does that look? That looks pretty good. Not as good as on the on our American thread, but I particularly like the subtle branding we've got on the side of every wagon. And I wonder if we've got one on the end. Caboose fans, just so as you know, caboose fans. If I can find a caboose, I will be adding it to American services. There we go. So we've got this chap waiting diligently at the next signal. It's rather small. It's not the size that matters, dear boy. Where is the orange? There'll be someone. There'll be someone around somewhere. Hot Bulldozer. Now there's a name I can get behind. Good stuff. Right, let's follow this along a bit. Now, obviously, no one's riding it yet because it's only just been invented. Where are you? That looks like a conversation I should be a part of. The most helpful reviews on Steam are a bunch of people saying, I love this game so much, but I can't recommend it for X reason. Yeah, I mean, if you have fun with the game, you have fun with the game. Potable, yeah. Well, Onion Jack, you are of course correct. It is a modern bulldozer in 1876, but I'm a futurist. You know, I see further. H.G. Wells come up with it. Look at that. That's quite attractive. Just whizzing its way across the wide open European landscape. Okay, right, I'm going to take a swiftish break, and while I do so, I will leave you with something moderately interesting to look at, while we just make a couple of quid, and then when we come back, I'm going to do ships first. I'll do ships, and then we'll double track up, and we'll turn the two routes, effectively, that we've got right now, we'll make those much bigger. So, yeah. Yeah, I feel relatively confident that will work. Where are we? Toulouse, Nantes. We're going into Nantes, I'm pretty sure. Now, where's the train? That train's going the wrong way. I wanted to, before I do anything though, I want to see if what I want to see is if the implied signals that live on the end of stations will work just fine with one extra signal. Because it's not something I tend to do. Instead, I'm more inclined towards setting up double tracking quite quickly. 2 passengers. How many people we got waiting here? Next to none. Just a little disappointing. Although I have just added extra capacity on my commuter stuff. So we'll see. We'll see. I might link this road up as well. I mean, it's not going to affect this. I mean, look, see, they're all griping. Dublin is complaining about no longer being connected to Toronto. Paris, Nantes, I can get behind, but Zurich, Rome, I can understand. But Dublin, Toronto, you're going to have to get over that one, pal, because there's a bigger bit of demolishing coming up. Anyway, right, look, here we go, we're in motion. I've got a loan of a lot, 8 million at the moment. I think my loan limit is, yeah, it's still 10. It would be nice to get up to the next level on loan capability, because stuff's going to start getting quite a bit more expensive. Okay, there we go. Look, yep, that clearly worked, because there we go. The train's in the station. The implied signalling works just fine. So I think I'm going to leave you looking at. Do we want traffic? No, here we go. We'll have Oblissant and station. Right, I shall be back momentarily, friends. Don't go changing.